For my students, what they did was they did field work, right? And a lot of them did a lot of creative things. I had one group sort of compare Forever 21 and the Black Market White House, which is a women's store. And they didn't just compare the clothing, but they started comparing the ideology behind these two stores, in terms of societal expectations. Why do women of a specific age have to dress in a specific way? Why is it priced a certain way? They started thinking about the socioeconomics of the space itself.
Because they had already been taught some ways of looking at things, using certain visual principles. Then with Project Space, they had to look at not just a picture, but a space using logos, ethos, pathos. How does this space create a rhetorical triangle, and how does it affect you as an occupant of this space?
But I used Convergences. It's a Bedford St. Martin's book. It has a chapter in there on space, so that helped me a lot.
They do whatever it is that they choose to do. For example, this semester I had a student redesign a movie theater. He hated movie theater spaces, and so he actually created a model of a theater space. Another student was upset that in Washington, D.C. they decided that homeless people couldn't go to the library, so she went to the library, observed homeless people in the library, and wrote a letter to the president about how we should handle this new law that sort of says if you're homeless you can't use a public library.
For my B section this year, I knew that my students weren't quite ready to open up space to a bigger interpretation. So what I did, I chose a graphic novel for that project. So we were actually looking at the space of the page and why the graphic novel is set up the way it is.
By the second semester, they're already taking classes. Obviously, they're taking 4 classes, and so they're taking political science, they're taking sociology, and I tell them, take some of the themes that you're learning in your other classes and bring them here and integrate them into your projects.
I would say my favorite would be Project Space. I felt that I went really deep into analyzing Facebook and how advertisers and how Mark Zuckerberg uses all this information, and how he personalizes our online experience.
For Project Space, that's sort of where I wanted to push them was, think of this as not just a writing class, but think of it as you're doing an anthropological study, you're studying some sort of culture out there, and you have to pretend that you're a scientist out there doing a study, and I thought that was fun.